Hello everybody, my name is Alyssa Beck and I work for the Dolores Bar River Policy Center. And I would really want to take this time to share with you my journey of when I came to the Policy Center and the process of me becoming bold and the Policy Center helping me really learn that boldness. And so I came to the Policy Center when I was 19 years old, and I was just getting out of jail. I was facing, at the time, a lot of time in prison, and I could potentially go back to jail. And a friend introduced me to the Policy Center because she realized that I really needed counseling, and I knew I did too. And so after I had been failed by so many counselors, so many people in my life, so many systems, I decided to be bold and receive counseling with the Policy Center. And so after some time of receiving counseling at the Policy Center, I told my story to a leadership council meeting, and LaWanda heard it, and it was then that the Policy Center decided to ask me if I would want to work as the Advocacy Specialist, and of course I agreed. And so I started working in that position as an Advocacy Specialist, and still, going through the therapy and working through my own trauma. But it was in that position that I really learned how to be a professional. And so I eventually got to travel all around the United States and to Canada, and telling my story, but not only telling my story, but telling people, how the community and how their communities can better come together to serve the girls that had these high needs. And so I traveled and I loved it, but then there came a time where I kept coming back to my community and seeing that the girls in my own community, they needed mentors, they needed somebody, my own community really needed me. And so this position came open at the Policy Center, and it was for the Survivor Mentor position. And so I decided to apply. And when I did, it's an intimidating process where I had to go through several different interviews where I was interviewed by my colleagues and my peers, and eventually I was offered the position for the Survivor Mentor. And so I came into this role knowing a bit about the position, but really, learning it along the way now. So I have been the Survivor Mentor about a month now, and it has been more and better than I have ever expected. I get to walk alongside girls and young women, and those who identify as young women, and be their mentor, have conversations with them, listen to them and hear them. But the most unique part of this position is that I can actually look at this young person, this victim, the survivor, and tell them, I understand your story, because we have those shared lived experiences of being victims and survivors. And so here I am today as a Survivor Mentor, coming from an Advocacy Specialist, coming from a client, and just learning how to be bold. And so now, as a Survivor Mentor, I get to be in my community with the young people and teach them how to be bold too.